What's up YouTube, NCG here, bringing you an updated Kozmo Demise deck profile. So obviously with the new bandlist hit, the revival of this old meta Dominator is kind of becoming more relevant now. Obviously at UDS over the weekend we didn't see a huge representation for it, but it's definitely there still floating around and it can still do some damage. So I'm bringing you a Demise version which focuses more on back row than the monsters and the extra deck. So without further ado, let's crack on. So we start off with triple tin can, quite straightforward in the deck. Regardless if you have Demise, you kind of want this card on the board or ready to go when you need it. Triple Dogfire, it kind of becomes one of your win con kind of things because he is a target for the virus card. You can obviously play other virus cards in the deck as well, but with Full Force Virus, you can kind of take out most of your opposition's cards, especially in this upcoming meta as well with Spirals and some of the Pendulum Magician monsters. Double Slip Rider, back row popper, absolute hate for the back row, and your ability to go into Nova and Infinity. The one Dark Lady, the one Strawman, the one Sword Trooper, the one Dark Eclipser, the one Dark Destroyer, the one Forerunner. Obviously these are all amazing because they're not targetable, like, so you can't be targeted. Yes, under the trap of the Pendulum Magicians they can get hurt a bit, but there are ways around that. And then we've got the one Landwalker, the one Kozmo Wicked Witch, and the Kozmo Farm Girl. So obviously, like I said, you want to minimise your monsters to the best that you can, because not that you over minimise, but basically you want to put it to the right balance where you've got enough cards that work with your demises that you can bring back from the graves, and obviously enough cards that if you top deck or you go for your games or anything like that, they can win you the game. Now onto the spells. In the Demise version, obviously you're going to play triple card of Demise. Didn't get hit on the ban list, so the speculation is it should be due for a reprint very, very soon. Triple Cosmo Town, again, incredibly strong card in the deck. The reshuffle, the draw, the revival, everything is just so good about that card. Leading us on to Allure of Darkness, because you don't worry about your banished cards as much, you're just bringing them back anytime with your field spell, so it's not the end of the world. And then the one E-Telly, which you'll probably use more under the Demise variant in your opponent's turn to kind of get your Kozmo Farm Girl and then balance out more with your graveyard and work it that way. Now onto the traps. Of course we play triple Full Force Virus, incredibly strong in this deck, especially with Dogfighter. If you do Dogfighter normally, you'll be getting rid of one of the tokens. If you don't do it normally, you'll be and you revive Dogfire with one of your trap cards, your Call of the Haunted or Back to the Front, you're going to do more damage that way as well, and it can pretty much shut down your opponent for 3 turns. Triple Back to the Front. Again, really, really cool card. It's replaced Oasis of Dragon Souls because it targets one monster in your grave and then special summons it in defense position. It's not continuous, and obviously it's not turning them into worm types. Double Call of the Haunted can easily be free if you want. It's entirely up to you. Double Cosmojo, incredibly strong card in the deck. Double Stormy Mirror Force, you can take this out if you want. I just think this is probably the better Mirror Force at this moment in time. If you are playing the Demise variant, you could put Drowning in as another option, because there might be some times where you hold off on your Call of the Haunted and Back to the Fronts to hit your opponent with a Drowning and then revive. And then we've got Double Solemn Strike, and then the one Torrential Tribute. And the reason we've got the Torrential Tribute is because we don't play Regeki or Dark Hole in the main. You'll be using it more for the revival effect, so if you activate Back to the Front, then you can activate stuff like Torrential Tribute and anything like that that kind of helps clear your opponent's board, or if your opponent special summons, normal summons, whatever, you can clear their board that way as well. And it's kind of a nice card that isn't underrated, but it's not used, it's not like a staple anymore. It hasn't been a staple for a while, but in the Zoo days people were playing it, and it can still catch people off guard. Anyway, so for the extra deck, all I've got at the moment is double Cyber Dragon Infinity, double Cyber Dragon Nova, and then a Cyber End Dragon and a Barbaroid. Now, these 6 cards is kind of like the main cards that you'll go into. More so, these are backups for if Nova gets hit. But because you've got an amount of revival, you can get your Slip Rider into these guys quite easily. And it's mainly the one XYZ that you'll go into, or the extra monster you'll go into. The rest is entirely down to you on how you want to play it. Because with the Demise variant, you very rarely want to be going into your extra deck and very rarely need to go into your extra deck. there's not real necessity to do so. So these are just the 6 cards I say you'll probably always want to play in your extra deck with the space, and then after that it's pretty much down to you and your personal choice. So that is it. Very straightforward, very simple, very to the point of the Kozmo deck profile. Hopefully it gives you a kind of an idea that it could be coming swinging back around. It is all relatively cheap to pick up in the sense that it's all gold. Yes, Kozmo Tin Cans and Kozmo Joes are probably the more expensive of the lot, but it's still very, very good. And, you know, it was an issue when it was around because it was quite dominant, but now that we're out of the era of Zoo and Draco and we're kind of coming into, not that Draco's dead, but we're kind of coming into an era where at this moment in time until Spirals hit, and even then we don't know how dominant they'll be in the TCG, it's a free market, it's a free, you know, Pendulum Magicians have made the first kind of hit and made their first stance for the meta. It's now time to kind of see where else these decks can go. So, thanks for watching, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Until next time guys, see ya.